viewers, this is Africa Renaissance TV. I am Barra, and today we are here in Fort Bullen, Barra, where the cultural festival of the Fort Bullen Cultural Heritage is taking place. 2 weeks ago, we were here to start the programmers for the people behind the festival as to the preparation for the cultural event. And today we are here in the heart of the cultural activities to cover and bring to our viewers how the cultural festival is taking place here in Fort Bullen. Follow me as I bring you to the people who are behind the cultural festival in Fort Bullen. Hello viewers, this is Africa Renaissance TV and I am Bakary Mane. Seated beside me is Mamadou Janjalo, head of the Relation Office for Senegal-Gambia Permanent Secretariat in Dakar. Mr. Jallo, good morning and welcome to Africa Renaissance TV.
Good morning, Mr. Sam.
Can you please introduce yourself to the viewers?
My name is Mamadou Janjalo. I'm the head of the Liaison Office of the Senegal-Gambia Permanent Secretariat in Dakar.
Thank you very much. And here you are in Barra, ahead of the festival that is to take place within this duration. What is your mission in the Gambia?
My mission here is to take part in this important festival, which the Secretariat was invited to attend. And I am here on behalf of the Executive Secretary, Ambassador Elas Ibuboy of the Senegal-Gambia Permanent Secretariat to represent the Secretariat.
Thank you very much. So upon coming to this event and then to socialize it with the people of Barra and the organizers of this festival, what can you tell about the rich culture that Gambia has to present for the wider world?
Thank you so much for this question. I was very impressed, honestly, to be here in this important place of Fort Bullen, because first of all, I have seen that we have in the Gambia a very important heritage that the Gambia has to show to the whole world as a heritage. That should be recognized by everybody. And also it was important to meet very important personalities that we exchange. We have very fruitful exchanges for culture and for the development of the two countries.
Okay, thank you very much. So now, so far, what impression do you have, regarding this cultural festival?
The impression that I have is that it is important to celebrate such a festival because it shows the world what we have in terms of culture. And then it is important also to celebrate culture because culture is a bridge to bring nations together. And as the Senegal-Gambia Permanent Secretariat, we value, supporting and promoting culture because we believe that with culture, we can solve a lot of problems between the two countries. So this is the reason why we support such important activities. And anytime they happen, either in the Gambia or Senegal, we endeavor to take part in it.
Okay, so now considering the relationship between Gambia and Senegal, and then you are a liaison officer, and then for the Senegal-Gambia Permanent Secretariat, that brings the two countries one. You understand? So what sort of advice, if there is any, that you give to the organizers of this cultural event for making sure that the unity that has been existing between the two countries is fostered?
Yes, thank you so much. This question is very important to me. We at the Senegal-Gambia Permanent Secretariat, we have always we have the belief that Senegal and the Gambia have the same culture, the same language, we share almost everything, between the two communities. So we want to advise the organizers here to, to foster this culture, because we know that between Senegal and the Gambia, the only difference is the language, colonial masters language, and then we want to, the communities around the borders to be sensitized, and the communities at large, that these two languages should not deter us from coming together, because we share, before the colonial masters advent, there was nothing like Senegal or Gambia. So because of that, we want them to sensitize our community, to show them that we are all one. So we should not look at, the language barrier or even the borders. The borders for us are not important.
Indeed.
The communities have the same culture, the same language, they share almost everything the same. So that is the message we would want to put across, so that people know that we are the same. So we should come together for the development of our sub-region, for the mutual benefit of our two communities.
Thank you very much. Okay, looking at the cultural diversity of the entire Senegal and Gambia, what advice can you give to the countries, especially West African countries, African countries, to cherish the cultural, richness that we have in Africa and to preserve it as well? What advice do you have?
Thank you, sir. Mane. Culture, we cannot finish to talk about culture. At the Senegal Gambia Permanent Secretariat, as part of our mandate, to bring together countries of the sub-region, we consider culture as a very important element of this regional integration. We believe that if we use culture, a lot of problems of the sub-region will be resolved. That is why in every activity of cultural activity that takes place within the sub-region, the Senegal-Gambia Secretariat is always interested to take part, to support, and to make its presence felt. It is in this regard that I would want to even inform you about there is another cultural festival that is scheduled to take place in Bissau sometime around the end of December, and which we are also, planning to take part. Just to support this cultural diversity. We believe that the Manjago culture is another culture that is present in the sub-region, in Senegal, Gambia, and Guinea-Bissau. And we believe that if we use culture as a bridge, we can be able to, unify this sub-region, and then avoid conflicts, and then all these crimes that we are hearing. It is our belief that if we use culture, we will be able to address them in a very peaceful manner for the benefit of peaceful coexistence within the sub-region. The Secretariat's main mandate is to serve as a model of regional integration. If Senegal and the Gambia cannot be united, giving our, diverse, different, cultural identity, we almost have the same together. If we cannot make it as a model of integration, I don't think any country can make it. Indeed. Because there is no countries like Senegal and the Gambia that have the same relation as Senegal and the Gambia.
Senegal and Gambia is just one country.
That is why we want to serve as a model for the sub-region to emulate. So this is why anywhere there is a cultural activity or any activity that is geared towards the bringing together of the two countries, we are very happy to be associated with that activity.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jallo. That does it for this interview.
Thank you.
Seated beside me is Mr. Musaba, commonly known as the Scribbler. Okay, Musaba is a native of Niumi, where the cultural festival is taking place here in Barra. He is going to introduce himself to the viewers and tell us the role that he plays in this cultural festival. Yes, Mr. Barra.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Mane. Like you said, my name is Musaba. I am primarily a teacher. I was a teacher at Nusrat but right now I am the headmaster or principal at Bullen Secondary School. And a few months ago, myself and some other like-minded people, observing the situation of Lower Niumi, we decided to form an association called Niumi Hands. And this Niumi Hands is geared towards the revitalization of Niumi in general, because we see that it should have passed the state by now. So the president was the interim president is Alpha Mkelo, and I am the secretary general. And this month we will hold a congress to elect a new executive as our term is running out. We are given 6 months to set up the association. And because Abba Hydra, the one who is organizing this cultural festival, is a member, executive member. In fact, he's the one in charge of arts and culture. So we thought that it is the same objective, which is geared towards pushing Niumi forward. So therefore, we decided to come here today and join hands and help Abba to ensure that this festival is known, this festival is successful for the benefit of all people of Niumi, not only Barra, for the entire Niumi.
Okay, so the association that we just established a few months ago, what is the rationale? After you have told me that actually the reason for establishing the association is as a result of a lot of things, it's lacking in Niumi, the infrastructural development and all that. So, but then apart from that, what other things that the association is doing?
Yeah, we have seen, like I said, that Lower Niumi should certainly have passed the stage, considering the number of intellectual personalities who emerged from Niumi, and the number of people who have been successful and influential, not only in Lower Niumi, but in the Gambia as a whole. We thought that it is better that we come together, harness these talents to ensure that we bring something for Niumi so that it will be a benefit for the young people of this constituency or this region at large. So that is the rationale behind it. Because if you observe, you find that if you look at Barra example, Barra is the face of Lower Niumi. If you look at Barra, you find that it is very tight. When the ferry arrives, people cannot even pass. Everything is in a mess. There's chaos. So all these things are things that the people of Niumi could have rectified long ago, but unfortunately that hasn't happened. So being people who are in the forefront now, in education, in health, in media, so we decided to come together, talk about it, and find solutions in collaboration with the people who work here. For example, you have this Fort Bullen in Barra. This is a UNESCO identified cultural heritage. That is a big thing for Lower Niumi and the Gambia as a whole. So we can harness things like this. We have the Barra Ferry Terminal. The port is working here. So and so many others. But another important area is the fact that this is like a link between the Gambia and Senegal. Whoever comes from Senegal to go to Banjul have to pass through Barra. So therefore, this should be made a place where someone can see and say, okay, this is a progressive area. It's a progressive place. That is the idea. So that we'll come together and ensure that happens.
Okay, so that is literally to tell the government that you are not concentrated in the welfare of Barra or the development of Barra.
Exactly.
Because looking at Barra, like you said, is an entry point and also it's an exit point.
Yeah.
Those from Senegal coming into Gambia and those coming from Gambia to Senegal.
Yeah.
So, but unfortunately, so what is your relationship with government in making sure that your aims are effective for the association is achieved?
Yeah.
Because the association cannot do it.
Yeah, that's right. That is 100%. Like I said, this is a new association. It was formed about 5 months ago, and the interim executive was elected, of which I am a member. I am actually Secretary General, and Mr. Alpha Mkelo is the president. Now, our mandate as an interim executive was to establish the association, to make sure that it is registered and certified as an association to operate in the Gambia, and then establish connections between the association and some other people, like some members of the government who are from Niumi, from Lower Niumi, which we have started. We have already to the ministers who are from Niumi. We have even some people, some ministers who are not from Niumi. But we think that if we collaborate with them, it can bring benefit to Lower Niumi. So now we are going to have meetings with some of them, and then by the end of this month, there will be a general congress where a new executive will be elected, who will now have the mandate to start the work proper. For us, we were just to lay the foundation, which we have done.
Okay, now away from that, let's look at now the cultural festival that performs here. So, what do you think, this cultural festival means for the people of Niumi?
You see, I am an advocate of culture. I'm an advocate of tradition. Actually, you know that I'm a writer and I express my views on many things. And one of the things that I keep saying is that we should really go back and look at ourselves as a people. What is it that we had and we are now lacking? What is it that we were doing right and now it is wrong? And we see that in every sphere of life, there are problems that we are facing as a people. So, and I believe strongly that it is only to go back to our roots that will enable us to solve those problems. For example, I'll just give you one example. A peace building.
All right, now let's shift our attention to the cultural festival we brought us all together here today. So, what do you think this cultural festival will bring to the people of Niumi? Yeah.
Thank you very much. Like I said, I am an advocate for culture and tradition and going back to our roots. As you know, I am a writer and I do a lot of writing, especially in this area. And I think it is very important that we go back to our roots, look back and look at what we were doing right and not doing now, and then try to revive that so that we will have progress. Now, I'll just give you one example, and that is on peace building. We all know that we are living in a volatile world currently. There are wars and strifes everywhere in the world, and the Gambia is not an exception. A lot of strifes happen every now and then. Now, what is it that we were doing and that now we are not doing that make it that every little thing can cause a riot, can cause a problem, can cause violence? Now, if you look at our tradition, our culture, we had mechanisms which were meant for peace building. Take, for example, the joking relationship that takes place between particular ethnic groups in the Gambia, the Serer and the Fula, the Serer and the Jola and the Fula. These were mechanisms which were used by our ancestors to ensure that there is peace. And these are things that we can revitalize, talk about, because people are forgetting about them. And the reason for that is language. Everyone is now moving towards foreign languages, like we are doing now, speaking English language. We could have been speaking in Mandinka or in Kular or in Wolof. That is what we know. So these languages, they are the ones that transport our culture. So once we forget about our languages, our culture erodes. So that's why I'm always advocating for going back to our languages. Speak and write in our language so that these nuances that we are losing now will not lose. So if there is a relationship between the Serer and the Fula, the Jola and the Serer, and stuff like that, you will see that there will be no problem. If ever there is any crisis, we can use this to ensure that peace prevails. I'll give you one example. A few years ago, I went with some students, my students in Sweden, and I was invited to different classes to give lectures. And while I was doing that, one Swede asked me this question. He said, one of the students is very free with you. He jokes with you in a way that the others are not doing. Why is that? I said, the simple reason is that student is a Sede, and I belong to an ethnic group called the Fula, and there's a beautiful relationship. So with this, there cannot be any violence. So, but to get that, we have to know it. But many of the young people now do not even know about this. So if we joke with someone, just because they are from Serer or Dola, if they do not know, you can even be embarrassed.
Yeah.
So these type of festivals can revive those people, make us remember them, so that there will be peace. And once there is peace, there is a chance for progress.
So how do you think this festival will make us understand that? Because all that we see here in this place is basically drumming and dancing.
Yeah.
Will there be any session in this festival or subsequent festivals where, those kind of joking relationship, the nature of those joking relationships to the minds of the young ones? Because all that we see, in festivals is, drumming and dancing.
Yeah, but there are always some football stages of talking. But the most important part and the most effective way of sending this message is the interaction between the people. Now, people come from all over. People from different ethnic groups, from different villages, they come and meet here, enjoy, discuss, converse, share food, and that is the fastest way to spread. Not only standing up and delivering speeches, although that is one aspect, but the other aspect is the interaction between the people. That is very important, and it is a very quick way of spreading the word that this is actually what used to happen. This is what we should revive, and then in that manner we get that.
So now coming back to your association and that of the festival organizers, what will be your relationship? If there is any relationship, what is it? And if there will be any further relationship as far as the association is concerned, I guess this type of activities is what your association is also looking forward to doing.
Yeah, like I said, one of our executive members is actually the head organizer of this cultural festival, and that is Abba. He is the secretary for arts and culture. And the vision of this association is to work with anyone and any organization that has the potential of bringing benefit to Lower. So in the future, we envision that there will be a time when we can collaborate with the organizers of this event and those like him to ensure that Niumi has spearheads these things so that people will of course be informed, people will know, but then people will benefit more. But like I said, the incoming executive will be in a better stand to implement those engagements.
Yeah. So looking at the room, like this is a community that should actually be advanced more than it is now. Because looking at it, it's a historical, settlement. We have Fort Bullen, where we are seated here is Fort Bullen. But we see that, I visited here many years ago. We have seen that, there has been transformation, how Fort Bullen used to look like is different from how it is looking like. And then tourists rarely visit this place now. Maybe it's not because it is it is not in the control of many people, it is in the control of the NCAC, and they are not paying more attention to the fort. So therefore it is losing its glory. So how is your association is there any plan to make sure that culture take control of the fort and make sure you revive the lost glory of the fort?
That's right. Certainly, we have ideas. We have intentions of engaging all the relevant stakeholders to ensure that we bring something to the table. And they say, this is what Niumi has. This is what the Niumi plans for Fort Bullen, Niumi plans for SL, Niumi plans for Molepa, and other villages, and all other historical sites which can be harnessed for the benefit of the people. But of course, we cannot do it as in exclusion. It has to be in collaboration with people. For example, UNESCO funded some projects here. UCAC is the one that is running it now. So what are the modalities? What are the policies that are put in place to ensure that this is not only beneficial for Barra, but it will be beneficial for Lower Niumi and Gambia as a whole. So everyone has a stake. We have to put our hands together to ensure that we come up with best ideas to promote Fort Bullen, to promote Barra, to promote Lower Niumi, so that everyone will benefit from it. So I'm sure the incoming executive will have an engagement with UCAC to ensure that they tell them what their thoughts are about Fort Bullen, about Barra.
Thank you very much, Mr. Well, viewers, the Secretary General of the Niumi Association, which is a newly established association that is going to look really affects Niumi and his country. Thank you very much. We are still here at Fort Bullen in Barra, where the cultural festival is taking place. The Niumi-Fort Bullen Cultural Festival. Actually, seated beside me is Madam Lena, all the way from Greece, and we'll ask her mission in the Gambia. Yes, Madam Lena. Welcome to this.
Thank you so much
This
for
is Africa
having
Renaissance.
me.
Yes, this is Africa Renaissance TV, and the whole world is watching you right now. What is your mission in this country?
Okay, first of all, thank you very much for welcoming me here. My mission in this country, I came as a member of the Heritage Management Organization. That is an organization based in Greece, but we do international training on heritage management issues, and our main aim is to train people who already work in culture, in the domain of culture, especially on the fields of community engagement, and then within other subfields as well. So I'm here to teach and give some workshops about how to engage communities in heritage. And we had already three sessions of workshops. One was in Jufure, then here in Brikama, in the Greater Banjul area, and in Janjambure and Wasu.
Thank you very much. So now let's quickly say this. What is you said you are a representative of the heritage management in Greece. Can you please give us a brief history of heritage management?
It's a heritage management organization.
Yes.
So it's an institution based in Greece. I am an archaeologist and a museum heritage specialist. My colleague with whom we work together is an anthropologist and a historian. Our director is an archaeologist as well. So this organization aims at offer training both in Greece but also to international audiences on how to manage heritage, what techniques do we use, what methods do we use, how we create our narratives, our strategies, etc. So that's what we do, and we have some partnership now with the Gambia, and we're very happy about it.
Thank you very much. So I guess so apart from Gambia, which other African countries do you also have interest in managing heritage?
These are questions better answered by my director because I do the teaching, so I don't represent, all the strategic planning of the organization. But I know that we've been working with Benin. I haven't been there to teach so far. We had students from Rwanda. We had students from Ethiopia, from Egypt, from Nigeria. So all the online courses I've given throughout the COVID that we weren't able to travel, I had students also from these countries. But in person, so far, the first workshops I participate in are in the Gambia.
Good. So now we will come back to the cultural festival that brought you here in Gambia. But then a quick one. How do you intend to teach your students? How do you normally teach your students those that you cannot access in passing as an individual, like you are here today? So you will have interaction with some of your prospective students, right? So if, for instance, places that you cannot be or you cannot go, how do you access the teaching and learning with your students?
So what we've done also before coming here in the Gambia, we have given a set of workshops online with people from the Gambia. So some of them have met me first online and then in person. So we've structured the lectures in a way that I give them the theory, of course. We have material all recorded and in PDF that they can access through a platform called Moodle when they are offline, let's say. And also we have created a set of exercises, activities that you can do online, because now tools like Zoom or Skype, they give us the opportunity to create separate rooms for the participants. So they split in groups and they work in groups as if we would if we were in person, and that's very helpful.
Indeed. So now, how do you source your participants? How do you normally get your participants?
That's a very good question. I'm not working in the sourcing because the organization, as I said, I'm responsible for the content, for the teaching. The organization has a lot of people working, so we do have project managers and project coordinators. They are in touch with many different associations and institutions, both in the Gambia and in the other countries of Africa that I mentioned. They come up with signing MOUs, like memorandums for collaboration. So this is how we source it. So through the associations, then we go to the members, and then we go to the community.
Yeah, because I asked you these questions, like if in case someone is watching this video or watching the TV and then realizes that wanted to be part of this particular or has an interest in also. So how is the person going to contact?
So you could either contact the organizers of the Nuimi-Fort Festival that are our partners, and they can direct you to us, or just Google. If you Google the Heritage Management Organization Greece, and you find all our contacts there. So email, website, everything. Yes.
Okay. Now, what is the is there any payment model, payment thing that should be done? Like, because in our Gambia here, if you want to be a student, you might pay registration fee, you might pay study fee or school fee. Is this also, the same with your organization, or is it just a free classes like?
It's not free, but I know, again, I'm not responsible for the finances. As I said, I do the teaching. I'm an archaeologist, not the financial manager.
Yeah, so you just want to get.
But I know that the organization works with a lot of programs, and they get funding and they subsidize participants. So participants will get scholarships. But other than that, again, we have to talk to the person responsible.
Okay, thank you very much. Now let's come to the main event here, the cultural festival here, the Niumi-Fort Bullen here. So what is your impression so far with the entire cultural festival?
First of all, I haven't seen anything yet from the festival because it hasn't started. I'm really, really eager to watch it.
Did you wear it here yesterday?
No.
Okay, you are coming for
It's the first time, yes. Yesterday I was at the trade fair of the youth chamber. So, but I can talk to you about the cultural experience in Gambia in general because I visited many different places. And I think that you have a lot of resources. You have a lot of communities that are still active, they're still alive, they're still very powerful. You have people in these communities that not only remember some of the rituals for any instance, but they also practice them still. So it's not like, a dead heritage that they revive. It's something that's very much alive. And also I met, through my workshops, many people with ideas that are very key, that are very specific, and that they are very much related to the heritage needs of the community. And this is what I found very, very important.
Okay, so what is your expectation? What are your expectations about this? Now that you are here, but you are yet to see anything, what is your expectation? What do you expect to see?
Okay, I've spoken to people, so I sort of know what to expect. I know that I will hear a lot of music. I will see a lot of drumming. I will see a lot of traditional dresses that are part of the rituals themselves, which I've seen in the museums, like in the Camporan Museum or the Engenheiro Museum, or the Wasu Stone Circle Museum. So I really want to come to all this to come alive. I'm very eager.
Indeed, you will see a lot of things that we have received mentioned. It is a rich culture. Gambia is a culture. We have different varieties of culture. And then almost every ethnic group has a very rich culture. That is why Gambia is, is known worldwide as the smiling coast of Africa. I guess this is not the first time you hear that.
No, and I love that.
Everybody seems to be smiling, even if whereas you are not happy inside, but you still want to show your smiling face.
Are you sure you're not happy inside? I've met people.
I mean, even if the person is depressed inside,
Okay.
the person will want to show a smiling face to a stranger or to someone who is not a Gambian. Actually, we are very hospitable.
I know
Actually,
that.
I will allow you to say that one. I wouldn't say that to myself.
You wouldn't have
You know.
to say this. It was from the moment I stepped foot here, and everybody took such good care of me. Even if when I wasn't with colleagues and I was just on my own, everybody was so considerate, and I really, really appreciate that.
Okay, now when you go back to Greece,
Tomorrow,
and that will be tomorrow, actually. So, what will your first, experience that you have learned from the Gambia when you are narrating it to your colleagues who are not opportune to come to the Gambia would be?
okay, if we're talking about the professional experience, I think I would narrate what I told you, that the people that took part in the workshops were very aware of what they have in their hands, like the richness they have, and very aware of what they want to do with it. And for me, this was the most important thing, because that's where we can talk, the same language. And from personal experience, okay, what can I say? I mean, the nature that is all green and so fluffy and vibrant, and the sounds of the birds and the river Gambia and the food and the people. It was
So you want to tell you
very
enjoy the
warm.
food. You enjoy the food. Let's look at the food aspect, because food is very important. I value food very well. So which part of what part of let's say, what kind of food do you find in Gambia that is so much appealing to you, that you have never eaten when you were in Greece?
You know what? Some things are common. So, for example, rice and meat. Yes, everywhere you eat rice and meat.
Yeah.
But the way it is cooked, the spices you put, the fact that in many places you eat from a common basin all together or sitting around. Also, the ginger juice, which is amazing. I was drinking wherever I found it. Every day I could drink ginger juice. And the fruit, like the baobab trees.
Baobab juice.
Yes. So it's also it's tropical. We are having more Mediterranean fruit and resources for food. We have more tropical.
Indeed, thank you very much. You are now late. You are late. But in Gambia, whatever you require is because these people are tourists. Normally, they give themselves names, African names.
No one gave me an African name.
No one gave you an
allow
African.
you
I am
to
going to
give
give
me
you.
one.
I'm going to call you. I am going to call you Hadi.
Hadi.
Yes.
Excellent. How do you spell Hadi?
Haddy.
Perfect.
And my camera woman is Hadi. And then I want to give you her name because she is unique. She is a female camera woman, and then she is a very hardworking woman, and she sits just there.
And you're so amazing for valuing the role of women today.
Indeed.
I'm happy to have the same name with you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, African Renaissance
Thank you
TV.
so much.
This is African Renaissance TV, but I will not let you go unless you give your final word. Final word. Africa, the entire African people will be seeing you, and even your Greece, the people in Greece will see you. This is a TV, this is an online TV, and everybody is going to see you. So what will be your final word for the people of the Gambia, for the people of for the people of the Gambia and Africa?
Okay, I have two things to say. One is a very, very big thank you. I couldn't thank enough all the people who welcomed me here. And the other is, inshallah, for returning as soon as possible. Thank you.
And if actually, I want to be sure that you wouldn't want to return as early as tomorrow. You wouldn't want that.
No.
If you have
No,
more
I
time,
wanted
you
to
will
have
stay.
more days, and actually, you know
Indeed.
what?
That's
My
it.
flight was supposed to fly on the 7th, but it got cancelled, and I'm flying tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I wish I had these extra days.
Indeed. Well, viewers, that does it for this interview. She was Leila, one of the most instrumental people, for this cultural event. She is here and continue to live here tomorrow. And she is not very happy with it. But until we see another time, perhaps next year.
Hopefully sooner, I don't know.
Then that's-
Inshallah.
Indeed, inshallah. That's a bye-bye. Hello viewers, and still now the program continues here in Niumi, Fort Bullen. It is the Barra or Niumi Cultural Festival that is taking place here, and seated beside me is the great lady flag bearer of this third edition of the Cultural Festival, Mrs. Hadiba. Mrs. Hadiba, you are looking so beautiful. Honestly. So what is the definition of this beauty that you wear?
Right now, what I am wearing, it is the screen of the Tola Amsterdam dress. That is what I am wearing. Said it that this year, the Tola tribe, that's the one that we are. And you can see this year everything is going to, as I said before, yeah, this is very elaborated work. Everything you are saying is made from clay, and this is how we
dresses. Okay, so what is the definition of this one?
this is the rise. Most of the people normally dress in this way. In my culture, when you wear this, it can be something like an occasion called Papa, where the sisters, brothers, sisters normally dress like this, sitting with herself for a compliment of the brother that's doing Papa. And in another case, the girls or women can wear in this way. In a lot of, if you get married, you don't have a child. They can do the Tingalia. And then the people that are responsible are the ones that will dress you and give you something that would like to see. So that is it. That's why they normally have the calabash that symbolize everything can be possible as far as living life.
Because everybody is there and there.
Exactly. And here is the rice. You know, as the Gambian people are concerned, we can produce our rice. So the Jola tribe are always people that are strong. They love culture. They like nature.
So now what about this thing?
Okay, this thing, as I say, if you are giving this thing, like you cannot have a child and they make the thing for you, they can give you this thing. So this thing, wherever you go, you have to be with it.
Okay, you have
Yeah, you have a child.
So now right now you are dressing up like this. You are being used as a symbol of a lady who has no child, and then you are being used to get a child with this thing. What about the one on your head?
So they are all decoration of the Yola tradition.
Can you please stand up? Let me. You can turn around. Yeah, you can turn around. Let people see. Yeah, how it is. Wow.
All right.
Now you can have a seat, madam.
I can have
Yes,
a seat.
thank you very much. Well, okay. Yes, Miss Hadibaki. So, what do we hope to see in the upcoming events? We have just seen the demonstration of the Yola culture, the drumming and the dancing. You know, some dances were just spectacular, and we saw you also dancing. Okay, so that aspect is already done and gone. So, what are we expecting to see before evening?
Okay, as you all know, in this community, most of the audience stay at home. Some are cooking, some normally say have to eat them. But we hope that the outcome will be one of the best.
That is the event coming.
The event, no, two days before here till evening, people will be coming. Yeah.
And then there will be a lot of cultural, events from here and there.
There will be so much cultural
And we will
events.
be dressed like this for the rest of the day.
Inshallah.
And tomorrow also will be like this.
Now tomorrow possibly I'll be like this for a half day or cake or something. And then as I know, the Jola culture is so rich. We have the kumpo that is coming over, the Sama and the other one, what is the name again? The black
I don't know. Unless you tell me.
I have forgotten the name of that one.
Okay, no problem.
We have a lot of masquerade that we are going to demonstrate.
Thank you very much, thank you very much, thank you very much, thank you very much. Today you are definitely looking spectacular. Well, viewers, that was Hadibaji, the flag bearer of the Niumi-Fort Bullen Festival for this edition, and perhaps next edition also. We will have a replacement of her. Inshallah. Thank you very much, viewers. That does it for this. Until I come next. Bye-bye.
Thank you.